Hey there, I'm the Opinionated Dev. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about DevMountain. For those of you who don't know, DevMountain is a bootcamp that was started in 2013. They have 15 courses, 3 locations, over 1,500 graduates, and they're one of the few bootcamps that includes housing in their pricing. Right after I left the military, I graduated from their immersive web development program. Let me start by saying that I haven't been there since 2016, so I know many of their operations have probably changed, and I do know currently that their courses are all being taught online. Next, I want to say that if you're military or ex-military, this is not a GI Bill approved school. But not to worry, I've got a link to all of the GI Bill approved boot camps in the description. So let's jump into it. If you want to get started at DevMountain, you have to go onto their site and apply for the course that you want. Once you're done with the application, someone from the admissions team will call you and talk about your future aspirations and set up your pre-competency test. The course I chose was the Web Development Immersive, so all of my questions were on HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. I assume that the test matches the course that you're asking to take. Once you submit the test, they'll review it, they'll let you know if you got in, and if you did, they'll go on ahead and they'll send you the pre-course materials that you need to get started. Let's talk about the cost. Each course has a varying price, and they have multiple payment options. You can pay in full by yourself, or you can get financing through one of their partnered lenders. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, and let's talk about the routine. On day one, my cohort was split into 3 groups, and we were all assigned a mentor. Each one of those mentors was a student from a previous cohort. Think of each day like a job. You start at 9 and you end at 5, and you have a lunch somewhere in between. At 9 a.m. you would have a toy problem. It was kind of a class warm-up. It would be in your group, and you would go over a very specific problem, and once you were done, you would look at each other's solutions to kind of get an idea of how each person did it and kind of start the blood flowing in the morning. At 10 a.m. you would have a class. It would be an instructor-led course on one of the course materials. 1:30 you would have labs and workstation, which was pretty much just time for you to work on whatever the daily problems were or whatever project you wanted to work on. If you wanted to play around with some of the code that you had learned during the day, then this was your time to really get in there and do it. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you would have a one-on-one check-in, and this would be with your mentor. He would see how you were feeling about the stuff you had learned that day, whether or not you understood it, if you needed any more help, and they were really there to kind of hold you together because it's a lot to learn in 13 weeks. 5 o'clock, your day ended. Now, this is where you could choose to stay on campus and work on some more problems, or you could just leave and go back to your room, do whatever you wanted to do. This routine is for the full-time immersive dev layout. I assume that the other courses are pretty much the same. They do offer part-time courses, and it takes longer to complete those. The last few weeks of our cohort were spent doing our group project and career prep. The group project was a project that you chose with other people, and you chose by voting on which one you wanted to do the most. You also had the option to switch groups if you felt that another project was more your speed. The group project gives you a chance to build a full project with everything you've learned in a team of your own peers. It's a very short amount of time to build a project in, and you won't get like a full, company ready project, but you will get a really good project to kind of put on your portfolio, and all the other people can put on their portfolio too. Next was the career prep. The career prep covered everything from mock interviews with whiteboarding to setting up your LinkedIn, and they gave you a bunch of tasks to help you expand your network. These tasks were contacting people in other companies, sending them a connection on LinkedIn, and even an email in some cases. And these people would be people who are currently in the field that you were looking to be in. At the end of the cohort, they would have what was kind of a career day. It was a day where employers that were local could come in and see the kind of talent that they were putting out. It was a a bit of a marketing thing for them, and also a chance for some people who were currently already in the field, or employers who were looking to hire for the field could come in and gauge what was coming out of DevMountain. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to give you a few tips that I think are really important for you to succeed and come out of DevMountain with the kind of knowledge you need to make it in the workforce. First off, take the pre-course material seriously, especially if you don't already know it. And if you do, then focus and master it. It'll come in handy later. Secondly, take as much time as you can get. Get there early, stay late, work when you aren't there, give it 200% because you're only there for 13 weeks. Thirdly, pick a project that will look good to employers and will look good on a portfolio. The project that I chose for my group project was a little more fun and less associated with something that employers could see being built in the real world. And lastly, make a portfolio. It's a great way to show you comprehend the stuff that you learned, and you get to have a place to put any projects that you're going to do later. In my honest opinion, I think that DevMountain is an excellent bootcamp experience. If you decide to go, take it seriously and you will thrive throughout the entire process. I would recommend it to anyone who's looking to become a developer, or even someone who's looking to switch careers. The link to DevMountain is in the description, along with all the links to my social media. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments, or you can ask me on any of my social media, and I'll do my best to give you a good answer. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.